Hello, my fellow countrymen. Good day. Yes, I have a very serious topic to discuss here. It has to do with the case of the married woman, Chinasa, whose sexual escapade went viral on the social media. It is unfortunate such a shameful act happened in an Igbo land where traditional cultures are highly valued. How could a woman under a marriage vow do that kind of thing? You brought in a man you introduced as your cousin. Meanwhile, he's your randy boyfriend. And their husband innocently believed and accepted him open-heartedly. But when nature took its course, her daughter stumbled on the sex video and showed it to the father. That was the beginning of the crisis. In defense, she said she never enjoyed the marriage. The marriage was a toxic one. If the marriage was a toxic one, Chinasa, why didn't you return the dowry the man paid on you and walk away? Giving excuses that you decide to stay because of your children is just an excuse. Your children are grown up enough. I've seen the picture of your daughter who revealed the whole thing to the dad. It's not a little baby. If you left that marriage on the basis that the marriage was toxic, and for you to save your life, you have to walk away. Your children are grown enough to know the reason you left, and they can always get across to you in their own way. So because the marriage is toxic, you decide to do all those nasty things while you are still with a man in his house. Do you really have conscience? As if you are not remorseful to what you have done. You still went ahead to marry the randy man. And it was all over social media. Are we now celebrating a taboo? Are we now celebrating evil days? I know in Igbo land, they hold their culture very, very high. Custodians of their forefathers belief. How come these days such a thing is happening in an Igbo land where culture is highly exalted and the chiefs there could not take a decisive action? Because it appears it's a town without chief, it's a town without anybody speaking. These things that are going on right now between Chinasa and the randy boyfriend, it is a big slap on the tradition of the Igbos as regards marital vow. Are we people looking at the implication of what has happened? She has set a precedent to a foundation that I can compare to Sodom and Gomorrah situation in the Bible. A foundation has been laid. As it is now, it means by tomorrow, if father decide to marry a daughter, people will come to grace the occasion. Or a son decide to marry the mother, people will still come to grace the occasion. Or a man leaves the wife and pick another man's wife that is not having issue with her marriage, and they will see it as normal. Or a wife walks out from her marriage and pick another man with a wife, and they see it as normal. Do we really understand the implication of what the marriage that was consummated between the woman that left her marriage to get married to her randy boyfriend? Do you understand what it means by implication? If in the new marriage she found herself into, a child comes up, grows up, and discover or happen to hear the history of how the parents got married, do you think that child will be a proud child on the streets? Do you think the child will be happy with them? Why are we celebrating evil? I was so disappointed to see Red Cap Chief personalities in that occasion. What is this world turning to? Do you think our forefathers those days would tolerate such marriage? If we go by our tradition, two of them wouldn't have been living in that town. They would have been suspended out of that village. It's not late. How do you feel the man she left her home will be feeling seeing somebody perceived to be her cousin, now her husband, moving around? How do you think the children, the husband, will see two of them on the road? What do you think will pass through the mind of the children, the mind of the husband she left, seeing two of them moving around? People don't have conscience anymore. The generation of today, what lesson are we teaching them? What lesson are they learning from such a marriage? What message are we passing to them? And such a marriage was published on the social media. What a shame. What we see now happening is a practical life of Sodom and Gomorrah in Anambra State. They are setting a standard for the youth to follow. So nobody should be worried or complain if you see a father marrying a daughter, the mother marrying the son, or a brother marrying the sister of the same father and mother. It is normal because this is a taboo being celebrated. It is a taboo and it should not be encouraged. Shame to everybody that attended that occasion. Shame to everybody who is involved in the arrangement of that marriage. Shame unto them. For the man that he left behind, move on with your children. If you're interested in getting a woman, go get a woman, but do it honorably. Nobody will blame you for what happened. Your children will understand that it is not your fault. Because you need somebody to stay with you. Be a role model for your children. For those who still believe that what is wrong, please keep it up. For those who believe that evil is the way these days, continue. But the fire that will consume you in the act of your evil activities, you will not be able to understand where the fire comes from. This is a warning for those thinking that this is a standard that has been created and it has to be followed. You better make a U-turn before you are consuming your evil activities. Let those that have ear, let them hear. And I don't know how long the Igbos are going to be chased up and down wherever they are found. I'm already talking of 2027. Nobody's looking at the happenings around the world. Where is questionable? The chief, in terms of giving title, should decline, no matter how much they offer them. The criminals are taking